Kings Island is one of my favorite parks ever, located in Mason, Ohio. I didn't realize how stacked this lineup a year ago was. This lineup is insane. Back in 2022, I had the choice to go to here or Carowinds. I chose Carowinds for some reason, I don't know why, but I think that was the right choice because I would have went to Carowinds in 2023, but Fury happened in 2023, and we don't talk about that incident. But Kings Island has a really nice lineup that there's a lot of supportive rides in it though. But there are 7 main rides there that I would say is a must-do every single visit to Kings Island. And it has an amazing top 3 collection. And honestly, I would say I like this park better than Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. I also couldn't get this one kiddie coaster credit because that was too tall. And I have not been back to Kings Island in 2024, although getting on Snoopy's Soapbox Racers is just going to complement the lineup even more. Number 13 is Flying Ace Aerial Chase. This is much better than The Thing. It's not even a roller coaster. The Thing, the name just sends shivers down my spine. Kitty Hawk. It's much better than Kitty Hawk, much smoother. And honestly, this is a pretty solid coaster for being in last place. I had a fun time while doing it, but you just do the credit and then you get out of Camp Snoopy. There's no other reason to go back there except Snoopy Soapbox Racers now. Number 12 is Woodstock Express. This wooden tiny family coaster is a really fun fit and nice fit for Kings Island. It gives sun pops of airtime. I would kind of say it's kind of like Comet. I do like Comet a little more, but it's nice pops of airtime throughout the layout. And it's a wood coaster, so it does have a tiny bit of a bite. Number 11 is Racer. Racer complements the skyline very well, and it is fun looking at it. But it is not the funnest to ride. It is kind of fun, but I would just say it is a very dull ride, doesn't really do much. I didn't get any airtime, any forces. It felt like the car ride there, but insanely on a dirt road, going 60 miles an hour. Maybe the retrack will help it get more forceful and get more airtime, and then when I think it has a nice layout. But if it can execute those elements better, then I think this could be such a good ride at Kings Island. Number 10 is Flight of Fear. Flight of Fear is easily the best themed coaster at Kings Island, even though the outside is a box. It looks like a Christmas present without any wrapping paper. But anyways, on the inside, it looks nice, but it doesn't really ride nice. My first ride, I would say, would be at the number 9 spot if I just got that first ride on it. But the second ride on that, I don't know why I was getting jackhammered so hard on the second ride, but the launches are fun, and I do like the spaghetti bowl layout. It is a fun ride twisting through and out the dark. Number 9 is Adventure Express. If you watched my Carowinds ranking video, you would see that I wanted to marry this ride. But anyways, besides that, this ride is a very good mine train, my favorite mine train of all time. It has such good theming for a Cedar Fair park. Like, what? It's so cool. They recently redid it and put more theming on to the already good theming. It has nice pre-sections. It has a nice pre-drop, and it gives good views of all the other coasters, and I wish it had a big drop after that little tiki-like thing. It's like, it builds up too much anticipation. I wish there was more after that. Number 8 is Backlot Stunt Coaster, and holy, is this an underrated ride. I love the launch. It's so fun. The only reason I didn't say this is a must-do at the beginning of the video is because it's a clone at Carowinds, Canada's Wonderland, and at KD, which is King's Dominion. But anyways, the Helix is really forceful for a family coaster. Probably the best theming. Honestly, what is with Kings Island and theming? This is a Cedar Fair park. I mean, I knew it was owned by Paramount, but still, it's a Cedar Fair park. And it has nice tunnel, and I love the fire effect going into the launch into the blackness. And I like going under the queue. It's always just a fun ride to ride. Number 7 is the Bat. And what is with this night ride? I got a night ride, firework ride on this. You're going through the woods, And you have S-bends on a suspended coaster. And it's forceful. And you get airtime, like ejector airtime, on a suspended coaster. Yeah, this coaster's awesome. I wish it was a little longer. It could sprawl out into the forest a little more. There's still more space that it could have worked with. But honestly, this ride is just fun how it is. The queue line's also pretty awesome. Number 9 is Invertigo. Invertigo is so underrated. It's crazy. I love being in the back row, getting pulled down the first drop, and that Cobra roll is so intense. And the insane vertical loop made me gray out for such a long period of time. You just need to ride it. Don't skip it. I skipped it on my first visit, but on my second visit, I rode it and I loved it. Number 5 is Banshee. Ignoring the incident with it that just happened, I wish it did have the other B&M restraints instead of the vest restraints. It has like more drawn out inversions, but it's still intense inversions. But this ride is a terrain coaster, so the more into the layout it goes, the faster it gets because it's on a hill. So that means the elements keep on getting better and better and better as you ride, except for the return trip. But the return trip, I love the hang time. Honestly, I'd say the elements do get better and better throughout the layout. And 2 vertical loops on an invert, who does that except like Montu or other inverts? Okay, yeah, basically kind of a lot of inverts do that. But whatever, moving on in the video. If this ride ended on the first half, it would not be here. Number 4 is the Beast. I love the Beast so very much, but I cannot put it above number 4 because you have to agree with me. It is kind of forceless, except that helix at the end. That's why I'm saying if it only was the first half, I don't think it would be up. I would say Banshee would probably beat it. But I do love going through the woods. Honestly, like, it's kind of crazy. Night ride on this might be the best night ride of all time. You don't know where you're going. It's pitch black. I lost my voice the first time I rode this at night. It was absolutely an experience that every single person should ride once in their lifetime, and you gotta experience that helix. It's just, the profiling on it is so bad. Number 3 is Diamondback. In the front row, it's kind of a lower tier B&M Hyper, but in the back, it gives absolutely beautiful ejector on the first drop. The first drop gives some of the best ejector you will ever experience, and every single camel hill hits so insanely hard that honestly it hits as hard as my grandma's cookies do. But anyways, besides that, it has a nice turnaround, doesn't really do much. It's very forceful for some reason, and it has a rattle, although it was made in 2009. What's about Kings Island and the rattles? Like, Banshee was made in 2014, and it already has a nasty rattle. Why? But anyways, mid-course doesn't really hit that hard. Brakes don't hit that hard. Splashdown on a B&M Hyper. You love to see it. Reminds me of Shambhala with the trains too. Number 2 is Mystic Timbers. And now Mystic Timbers, don't get me wrong, is a fantastic ride. It's in my top 10. It actually places at number 7. So a fantastic ride. It has a pre-drop I mean, it's cool that it has a pre-drop, but does nothing much. Love the airtime on this. The twisting feels like Maverick's S-bends. Maybe even I like them probably more than Maverick's S-bends. Love the tunnel action on this. Love sweeping over the log ride on this, like water rides. And the shed's really underrated. I do like the shed. And honestly, this ride whips you into the brake run. It has amazing pacing. And I would say this is a really solid ride at Kings Island. And without it, it would not be Kings Island. I laughed this ride like 40 times. It was kind of crazy. Number 1 is Orion. I love Orion so very much. I got a front row rain ride on that. And I don't know how to explain that experience other than in one word. Painful. But anyways, this ride, oh my gosh, the sense of speed is so good. And I love the airtime on it. Every single airtime hill pops so amazing. I mean, good pacing, it's a Giga Coaster. It's gonna fly into the brake run unless it's like the length of like Millennium Force, but any Giga Coaster flies into the brake run. But anyways, this ride, why is the helix so intense? And the first drop, I prefer this first drop to Fury's. I know, because Fury slowed down at the top. Orion's does not. The turnaround gives airtime, twisted airtime actually, and it has nice positives, and it is a Giga Coaster. Don't even come at me saying it's a hyper coaster. This is a Giga Coaster. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Next video is going to be Six Flags Great Adventure, all the roller coasters there ranked. It's gonna be a banger, what can I say? But that's going to do it all for this video. As I said, please like and subscribe and share this video to coaster nerds like your friends. And if they're not coaster nerds, they will not care at all, so don't send them this video. Bye, 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 bye.